In 2017, when Meryl Streep picked up the Golden Globe for Lifetime Achievement, she quoted Princess Leia, who had said, "Take your broken heart and make it art." Aryan Khan has done exactly that with his first show. Hi and welcome to Just Too Filmy. I'm Rotox and today I'm recommending Aryan Khan's debut directorial show, Baads of Bollywood, that's streaming on Netflix right now. Usually, journalists and reviewers get screeners that we watch, sometimes ponder over, and then we write a review which we publish when the show is out. However, much like the frenzy that this show is itself, Netflix hosted a massive premiere in Mumbai on Wednesday night. I believe influencers were flown down from all parts of the world to watch a few episodes while we, the ones who had to do the work, watched it directly on the platform yesterday when it dropped. You know, when Netflix did that, I was kind of stressed out because usually producers don't prefer showing titles to journalists before, only if they're not confident about it, to save themselves from bad reviews, etc. But the fact that I am here recommending this show really makes me wonder why they did it. Why Netflix? Why? I also had to make a choice whether or not to have spoilers, and I've chosen not to so that I can recommend this show to you. And while you watch it, you feel all those things that I felt. Let's start with Aryan Khan, an enigma who's chosen not to speak to the media, much like his father, Shah Rukh, has not since the pandemic and an incident that rocked their collective lives since the October of 2021. And in his first outing on the screen, Aryan plays on the front foot. And this is perhaps the only spoiler I will give you, but I promise it's not a plot point. In episode 1 itself, we have a reference to that incident, and even a cop who might be caricatured for being from the NCG. Aryan closes episode 1 with "Say no to drugs." Look, he's written it with co-writers Bilal Siddiqui and Manav Chauhan. He's directed it, he's created it, and he's the showrunner as well. So everything we are watching, I'd like to assume, is everything he wanted to say. This show is a glimpse into all of those interviews we never got from Aryan, and he ensures he tells you loud and clear what he's thinking through his show. You see his fearlessness, his non-politically correctness, if that's even a word, and how many Fs he has to give. It's meta, it's personal, but he makes sure that you laugh through it all because of a tongue-in-cheekness and a wicked sense of humor. What's enjoyable is that this show is about Bollywood so much that the twist at the end is just too filmy. And if you love your Hindi cinema, it's like a true gift for the 90s kids. I can't say more. You have to watch it. And it's unfiltered. It's like someone kept the cameras rolling while you see what really happens behind the scenes. The insecurities between actors, the fading star who now no one recognizes, the ugliness of contracts, the pettiness of those with hurt egos, actual fights between famous people that could have really happened. And even though characters embody these emotions, no one ends up being a trope. And that is the power of the writing and fantastic performances. Continuing in his villain era, Bobby Deol plays Ajay Talwar menacingly, the powerful star whose daughter, Karishma, played by a wonderful Seher Bamba, is going to be launched against non-nepo Dilli ka Londa, Asman Singh, played by Laksh. I've watched Laksh before in Kill, and he was fantastic in it. He continues to be solid and believable. There's a point in the show where a character tells him, "You do better as an OTT star." You chuckle because that's perhaps what's going to happen to him because of this show. His friend Parvez, played by Raghav Juyal, has some of the funniest scenes, including his obsession with a certain Bollywood star who joins a long list of excellent cameos in the series. Manoj Pava plays Laksh's uncle, again as always fantastic and hilarious, while he says some extremely questionable things to a poor nurse. Mona Singh and Vijayant Kohli play Asman's parents. Anya Singh, who's amazing. She plays Asman's manager, while Manish Chaudhary, who we recently saw as the husband terrible in Aap Jaisa Koi, plays Freddie Sodawala in Baads of Bollywood. He has even more questionable lines than Manoj Pava's character through the show. You want to punch him through the screen. He plays a guy who makes you think what would have happened to Vikrant from Tal if he had continued to make movies. Rajat Bedi makes a cameo that's so meta, you wonder if that's what actually happened to him after Koi Mil Gaya. The plot is so filmy, it actually works. You kind of go along for the ride chuckling and lolling because you know it's a Hindi movie they're making, and the making of it is quintessential Hindi movie too. Think Manmohan Desai and Farah Khan, not yet Zoya Akhtar. There's a random plot line about a pen. It almost feels like an in-joke, but Aryan surely found that funny enough to make a callback to it in the climax. Ranveer Singh to Rajkumar Rao, Karan Johar to Sara Ali Khan, all of them light up the screen at regular intervals, but I must say, my favorite cameo was Salman Khan's appearance where he says,
"Bullshit, buddy."
Shah Rukh, of course, makes a longer cameo and almost made me tear up. One cameo you will not expect but is a whole lot of fun is the actor who comes in to play Ghafoor. Once you watch the show, come, let's rave about it in the comments. The soundtrack consists of an original score by Shashwat Sachdev, and the songs are composed by Sachdev, Ujjwal Gupta and Anirudh Ravichandar, all of them working with Aryan for the first time. But this would also be them marking their debut as composers in a web series space. The latter, of course, having composed in Hindi for Shah Rukh's Jawan. In fact, Badli Si by Anirudh took me back to Chaliya from Jawan, and once you watch the show, the soundtrack, the album, makes a lot more sense. The BGM too deserves mention, as does the cinematography by Jay Oza, who's previously shot films like Gully Boy. What I loved most about Baads of Bollywood is its balls to call out the things that are and usually manifest themselves as threads on Reddit. It's unapologetic about its filminess. It's an ode to our industry, and while it may not be a very respectful one, I love it that it's scathing and it's honest. The jokes are funny, and the writing has the quality of what you'd actually hear around here if you worked in the industry. Sure, there are 100 cameos propping it up, but I'm actually excited for this new voice to find its next expression. What happens when Aryan is not talking about us? Will he still be as smart? I can't wait to watch the freshness that a new generation of directors bring along with themselves. It happened at the time when Vishal Bharadwaj or Anurag Kashyap or Vikramaditya Motwane brought with themselves. They brought their ways of seeing, and I think director debuts are honestly the most underserved and underrated debuts in this country. And with Aryan's debut making so much noise, I think maybe it's time to change that. I hope that I did an okay job of reviewing a series. I think I have reviewed a series before, and that was The Hunt, the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. I hope you can go watch that as well. But generally, if you think I should recommend more things that I like, then please do come in the comments and leave a comment for me. If you're somebody who's watched the show and you know what I'm talking about at many points, well, we can talk about it and we can take that discussion further. Of course, we'll be back next week with lots more on the channel. We just hit 12,000 subscribers, which makes me absolutely insane with joy. But thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and thank you for being with me while I talk about the movies. This is Just Too Filmy. I'm Bro Talks. See you next time.